So we have seen the example of our URL encoding. Now in this lecture we are going to see how to use get variable with our links. For that we need two files. So I'm going to save this file as file1.php and I'm going to save this file again as file2.php, changing their name to file1 and file2. So first of all, in file1 I'm going to create couple of variable here, and first variable I'm going to call this variable name and giving it value to be Alex, and then we are going to add one more variable and I'm going to call this variable position and giving it value to be sport coordinator and manager. And on the next line I'm going to create one hyperlink, and in which first we need address, and in the address I'm going to add the address of this file2.php here, because we are going to see the processing of file1.php in our file2.php using get variable. So file2.php here, and same like before I'm going to add here search query. And as I told you that for adding search query you need question mark here, and that is going to tell us that we are going to search for our search query. And in this case I'm going to search for our name, so I'm going to pass it as a string here, and right after that, right after name, I'm going to add one PHP scope in which I'm going to echo my name, that is right here. Okay, so for this link I'm going to give this link a name of click. Saving this one out. We don't have anything in the file2.php right now, so moving back to browser, and I have this file of file1.php. Now I have this link right here. By clicking on this link, now you can see in the URL tab I have file2.php with the question mark, means with the search query of names when names is equal to Alex. So if I change my name to something else like Alex More, saving this one out, back to file1.php, refreshing the page. You have to refresh the page for reloading your content again. So clicking on this file, now I am on the file2.php. It's not the file1. You can see right here and here as well. And in the search query I asked for the name of Alex, and it changed the space with the %20, and then we have Alex space means %20 raw URL encoding and more. So my browser done this raw URL encoding by itself. So if I add something in my file2.php, first of all let's see the structure what we are getting from our file1 by using print r statement. For checking the get request, we need to call our get variable, and saving this one out, back to browser, move to file1, refreshing the page, click on this link. Now on file2.php we're having this print r statement. Inside that we have the array, and in that array we have first name, key, and then we have value of Alex More. So in case if you want to use this name that you are getting from your file1, you can use this name in your file2 by adding PHP scope, and inside this scope you can make a variable name, and I'm going to equal this variable with the value that we are getting from the file1.php, and we are getting a value of name, this name, in file2.php, so it has to be same. So this name should be same with your query parameter right after question mark, otherwise it's not going to work, remember it. So this is same as this, and on the next line I'm just going to echo our variable of name, saving this one out, back to file1, refreshing the page, click, and now we have this print r statement, and then we have Alex More echo statement using get variable. So now I'm going to use this variable of position as well with my search query parameter of name. So I can say file2, on clicking on the link you can move to file2.php question mark means search query of name is equal to this and this variable of position. So let's make it. So I'm going to copy this one from here and paste it right after it, and now this time I'm going to add here one and for just simply adding it in a string, and then in the next PHP scope I can simply echo this variable of position. Now saving this one out, refreshing the page of file1.php. Now we have this second link right here, so let's make it to click to and add br tag here. Clicking on this click to, now we have array name, so let's add this print r in a pre tag so that you can see it on different lines. Saving this one out, back to file1, refreshing the page, click to, now we have name and that is Alex More. Then we have sport coordinator, and that wasn't our key because our key was this variable of position in file1, but due to the and symbol inside my string it got confused and made this string of sport coordinator and manager in the two part. It hide the value and make my value of sport coordinator to be key and the manager to be next key. And similarly in the URL tab we are having the and symbol that we are missing here. So in the last lecture I told you that for space our browser converts space into %20 and plus, and for and symbol it convert it into %26, and that's why we are having this anomaly right here. And if I try to access the variable of position, so in my file2.php, let's change it for position variable. Back to file1.php, refreshing the page, click to. Now we have this error, and that is saying that undefined index of position. And why? Because we are not entering our position variable in file2.php. Just due to the and symbol it got confused and make my string into keys and hide my position variable. For encountering such problem, we have to add URL encoding on this link. Now for that I'm going to add one more link, and in which all the things are same, and instead of adding just the position we are using URL encoding with our position variable. So I said that if name query is equal to this name and position is equal to URL encoding of position, then you should move me to the next URL. Let's make it to click 3, saving this one out, back to browser, refreshing the page, click on 3. Now we have position here, then sport coordinator and manager. Now we are successfully placed our key at its right position and value in the right position as well. And in the URL, if you can see here, we have file2.php. After clicking on this, name to be Alex, then 20 more, and position to be sport plus coordinator plus percentage 26 means this and sign and then plus manager. So if I change this URL encoding to raw URL encoding, saving this one out, back to file 1, refreshing the page, click 3. Now you can see in the browser I have this percentage 20 instead of plus. So this is URL encoding for our links, and keep this thing in mind whenever you have to deal with character like and, less than, greater than, or double quotation sign in your URL. You must use these type of function, raw URL encoding or URL encoding, to avoid such problem that we got earlier by clicking on this click to. See, now on click to, we are getting this error of sport coordinator at some different position here, and the notice as well. So keep this thing in mind whenever you have to use or work with your get variable. Use the correct syntax, and that is using URL encoding and raw URL encoding. Last thing to remember, if you want to get something from your one file, then you must add your search query parameter here. So in this case, this search query parameter was name, so I mentioned here this name here. And the next one, I have the search parameter position, that is why I have mentioned position right here.